Will you please stand for the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we beseech your divine guidance in this meeting. Keep us ever mindful of our obligation. Grant us, dear Lord, wisdom, tolerance, and courage that we may well serve our county and fulfill our trust. Amen.
Amen.
Good morning.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes of February 24th.
Second?
Discussion? Roll?
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes. Okay, do we have any public comment regarding any pending resolutions for today? Seeing none, we will move on to county engineer, and I see Dan Becker here.
Morning.
Good morning.
Dan.
I've got 7 resolutions for your consideration. The first is the necessity to close Mud Lake Road for some tree work. The second is accepting and awarding the 2026 Item 441 Asphalt Overlay Project. The third is accepting and awarding the 2026 Chip and Seal Project. The fourth is finding the public welfare and convenience requires the resurfacing of Greenwich Road. The fifth is authorizing the Medina County engineer to purchase a new plow. The sixth is determining that some equipment we have is in excess and authorizing the disposal of it. And the seventh is authorizing the county engineer to purchase a brand new pickup truck.
Move to approve the 7 resolutions.
Second?
Discussion? Roll?
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Thank you. Have a good week.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Jeremy Cinco, our sanitary engineer.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. 2 resolutions for consideration today. The first is authorizing change order number 2 for the 2024 home sewage system replacement project. And the second is awarding the soil scientist service contract for the 2025 home sewage system replacement project.
Move to approve both resolutions.
I will second the soil scientist service contract. and
Discussion?
the first one as well. But just alliteration.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeremy. Next up, we have Barb Walton from Solid Waste.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. I have one resolution for consideration, approving the 2-year extension of the contract for drop-off recycling services for the solid waste district.
Move to approve.
Second?
Discussion? Roll?
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes. Thank you, Barb. Next up, we have Bethany Detler from Economic Development.
Good morning.
Good morning. I have one resolution for you this morning, approving the amended Medina County Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy. Just a little background. I serve on the Medina County Transportation Improvement District Board, representing you all, in fact. And last week we met and approved 2 applications to the Ohio Department of Transportation for Transportation Improvement District funding to construct roads, $500,000 for each project. One of them is in the city of Brunswick, and the other is in mixed-use development in Montville Township. In order to secure state grants, it's necessary to add these projects to the county's comprehensive economic development strategy, and so that's what this resolution does. I would note that the Brunswick project is in the industrial park, and it will aid companies who are trying to grow and attract employees there. And the Montville Township project at Cobblestone Crossings will support public road improvements, which are required by the Ohio Department of Transportation. That project is estimated to invest over $165 million in capital investment and create at least 125 new jobs.
I will move to approve.
Second?
Discussion?
Yeah, I would just say there's been a little chatter on social media on this, I guess, and I just want to make it clear that these both have the support and advocacy of both the city of Brunswick and as well as Montville Township, correct?
Correct.
All right.
Roll?
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes. Thank you, Bethany.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Holly Murin, Human Resources Director.
Good morning. On our personnel changes resolution today, we have 1 new hire in sanitary, 4 rate increases, 1 in transit, 1 in job and family services, 1 in sanitary, and 1 in solid waste district, 1 leave of absence in maintenance, and 2 resignations, 1 in maintenance and 1 in sanitary.
Move to approve.
Second?
Discussion? Roll?
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Holly. Next up, we have Brett Thomas, our Finance Director.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
I have 8 resolutions for you today. Our first one is amendments to the appropriation measure. This is actually a true amendment to the original budget passing last week. These changes are meant to reflect changes down to certificate value so that the auditor can certify the original budget as we had originally intended for last week. So once this is completed, our hope is that we'll be able to finally have our budget go live. Our second resolution is expenditure adjustments for various funds. This is Department of Planning to move expenses over into grants. Our third resolution is purchase of 7,200 gallons of gasoline. Our low bid is Gresham Petroleum in Indiana this time with $1.5877 per gallon. Our fourth resolution is transfer of inventory between offices. Our fifth resolution is our excess property resolution. We have nothing going to auction this month. Our sixth resolution is expenses for the county engineer. Our seventh resolution is our travel for our other elected officials. Nothing out of state this time. And our eighth resolution is our weekly bills in the amount of $640,908.90.
Move to approve the 8 resolutions.
Second.
Discussion? Kyle, will be all good now that we did this resolution? Thank you so much. Roll.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Next up, we have Matt Springer, County Administrator.
Good morning. I have
Morning.
2 resolutions. The first one's approving an agreement with Envelope Consulting Services for programming and building evaluations for the administration building. We've obviously had a lot of construction in this building, and so we're just trying to take an assessment of overall building usage. And that is a 2026 capital improvement project. Second resolution is authorizing a 1-year agreement with Cleveland Communications. This is for service and maintenance of the 8 radio towers that we have throughout Medina County. This would be a 1-year agreement with Cleveland Communications in the Sheriff's Office.
Move to approve both resolutions.
Second.
Discussion? Roll.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you, Matt.
Very good, thank you.
Next up, we have department reports, and first, we have Laura Toth from Senior and Adult Services.
Morning.
First, I have our 2025 annual report. I wanted to pass out to the board and just go over a couple pages of things that we didn't cover last month as far as 2025 numbers. First of all, the picture on the cover is one of our cooking classes. We have a local French baker come in and do demonstration classes. It's really popular. So that was kind of a cool thing. But if you go to page 4, we have our Aging and Disability Resource Center numbers. So in 2025, we had 1,013 individual contacts where people were calling in and requesting information, which was provided. We provided 511.75 hours of benefits counseling and 187 hours of long-term care options counseling. It's weird. It's a what do you call that? It's short-term counseling, but it's called long-term care counseling. So it's 60 to 90 day counseling with a social worker to hopefully make future plans for your long-term care. Then on page 7, we have social activities down at the bottom. So at our large events such as Senior Day, picnics on the patio, the Brunswick Senior Expo, we had 2,386 participants in Medina, and then in Brunswick, 1,027 large activity participants. So we have plenty of people coming through the center and participating in our activities. And then on the back cover is a great little article about all the work that the Senior and Adult Foundation does. So other than that, everything else covered in the annual report, I believe I covered in my February Commissioner's report. Elevator construction continues at the Human Services Center. We're hoping it'll be done by the end of March, fingers crossed. It is on schedule. We are also hoping that the snow is done because everybody's using the ramp. I'm sure everybody's hoping that. Everybody is using the ramp in the courtyard, and when it snows, that makes, the cleaning and salting of that ramp really important, and maintenance has done a good job of keeping up with making that a priority, as it's our only access to the lower level for people who are in walkers or rollators. And also the way our food gets delivered and taken out by the drivers, so it's being well utilized. Our long-awaited 2026 trip books are out. We have both gambling and non-gambling trips scheduled. Both trips in March have sold out. They're extremely popular. Copies can be picked up at the Medina Center, the Brunswick Rec Center, or at Suprema Senior Center. They are online as well, and the trips are selling fast. On March 13th, we will celebrate St. Patrick's Day in Medina. On the 21st, which is a Saturday, that's the annual Foundation Giving and Style Fashion Show, and that'll be at the Galaxy in Wadsworth. And April 1st is the Brunswick Senior Expo. The theme is Out of This World, so I hope everybody can join us. I know that Brian will be there, and I think he will try and make an appearance at the Brunswick Senior Expo, because I know the commissioners have a table. So that's what we have going on in the next month. Any questions? Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Okay. Next up, we have Denise Testa from Planning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So our subdivision regulations and proposed development agreement review is underway. We have scheduled 7 stakeholder meetings on March 11th and 12th at the Medina County Career Center South Campus. So more to come on that. We also, last month, the Planning Commission elected Jeff Brandon as president, Tom James as first vice president, and Pat Ryan as second vice president. For our March meeting, we have 4 agenda items. You probably saw that in the email that I sent last week. We also have a March concept plan meeting on Beach Road in Sharon Township, so 16 sublots being proposed. For our April meeting, which I'm sure the weather will be much better than today, we have 2 text amendments, one in Sharon, one in Harrisville, and the Cobblestone Park replat, creating I believe 3 sublots on the east side of Worcester Pike. So that's actually where the VA Center is going to be built. And then we also, American Structure Point, our consultant for the subregs review and proposed development agreement, will be presenting some information to our Planning Commission virtually. Moving along to our program year 2026 Community Development Block Grant. That is underway. The application is available today. It is on our website, and I will also send an email to our local nonprofits and townships and villages who might be interested in submitting a grant. We are eligible to apply for $506,000. They gave us an extra $6,000 this year. 150 of that goes directly to Wadsworth, so they'll submit a couple of applications, and then we'll have the remaining funds for 3 projects that will benefit LMI or adult handicap or slum and blight. Moving forward, our PY23 Community Housing Impact and Preservation Program, also known as CHIP, we've drawn 90% of that funding down. The grant ends in April. And our PY25 CHIP, Colleen signed the first grant agreement last week, and we are waiting on the second grant agreement, which is always fun to sign. So that will be moving forward as well. Our Ohio Department of Agriculture Land Use Planning grant was submitted last Friday, February 27th, and the award announcement is scheduled for March 31st. And we really appreciate the support of our townships and our agencies. We received actually 22 letters of support within 8 days. And that really, I think, is a testament to the collaboration in our county. And I also appreciated Steve's support as well. And I'm very excited about that grant. I think we're going to get it, but, you know. We also will schedule some of our zoning inspectors networking community, also known as ZINC. Those meetings are to be determined. And we also are in the process of scheduling our zoning workshops as well. So we're planning 5 of those for anyone who would like to attend. Are there any questions? No. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Denise.
Next up, we have Ed Zachary from Veteran Services.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm working on getting a French baker over to my place, so it sounded pretty cool. So the report, this is mostly 2025 data, a little bit of 2024. We'll start out on page 3. We always had 2 core services. We decided to change that. We did a little bit of marketing on the third one, so we changed it to 3 core services now: our temporary immediate financial assistance, our VA assistance with county, state, and federal benefits, and then we added all the holistic and recreational programs this past year with the expansion of the building. So we decided to just kind of change how we do business and add a 3rd core service with that. On page 4, our immediate financial assistance program, last year we helped 444 veterans and families in 2025. That first graph on the left shows that. I highlighted the 2025, so it was easy to kind of pick out there. The graph on the bottom really shows our expenses, and this is where, the money's gone up, is not just our operating expenses, excuse me, but the utility expenses and our financial assistance the last 4 years is just skyrocketing in the bills. We're not paying more bills. People's electric bills and water bills and everything are just going up and up and up. So that's been a major expense, and I wanted to show you that. On page 5, on the top, we wrote $400,496.43 in vouchers. We paid out $399,919.70 in vouchers for 2025, and the average voucher per veteran or per family was $902.20 for that year. There are 15, on page 6, there are 15 active veterans organizations still in the county. That's where our commissioners come from my office. We're actively engaged with all of those on a regular basis. Furthermore, I wanted to mention the Medina County Veterans Memorial Fund, a nonprofit 501c3, who we're working with a lot of the programs, the holistic programs that we're doing. They're actually paying for the things that we need for those programs. They have bought in all the guitars for our Guitars for Vets program. They've bought in all the art supplies for the art program that we have, and any other ancillary expenses that we have. They've actually helped last year over $65,000 in funds to the county for veterans. So it's a great benefit to kind of partner with them, and they're doing great things. The big news on the block, so the new VA center, everybody knows, is going down on the south side. We had a meeting with the planning group from the VA a couple weeks ago. We're looking at putting together some kind of community, because they haven't really did a formal press release on it or anything. So we're looking at putting together some kind of formal press release probably in April, and having them out and putting a meeting together with all the community leaders, the mayors, the county commissioners, planning commission, things like that, so that they can actually say, hey, yeah, it's coming, here we go. For those of you who don't know, it's going to be a 20,000 square foot facility. It's going to have a multitude of various medical things that they're going to be able to do, though. I know there's not going to be any imaging or x-ray or things like that, so that'll still go to Parma or Kent. So it'll change a little bit how we do business as far as transportation and things like that. I mean, obviously the resource right here in the county is going to be great, and we'll figure that out. But we already know kind of what we're going to do, but we're just working with them. I mean, we'll probably have transit there in that meeting, because I'm sure they'll be interested in a transit stop and things like that. So we transported 861 vets to the clinics, the main hospital down in Lewis Stokes in Cleveland, the Parma CBOC, and the Akron CBOC. So that's kind of where we're at with our transportation. If you go to page 8, there's a rendition of what the CBOC is supposed to look like. I don't know if you've seen that yet or not. The Vet Center, this is our 16th year with the Parma Vet Center. We co-op, we give them an office over in the Office for Older Adults building, the Human Services building. They also do group counseling in our building. I think I mentioned last time that we looked at moving their office to our building. A lot of the vets didn't like that, because they didn't want us to know they were going through counseling how often. So they continue to use the one office over there, and then the group counseling's over in our place. So it works out well. They saw 173 veterans. That's not the groups, that's just individual appointments for them last year. There's still currently 2 group homes in Medina County that are kind of maintained and overseen by the VA. They're private group homes, but they're all the people there are paid for by the VA. So on page 9, last year we filed 536 new claims for veterans throughout the county. Our current inventory is 391 active claims and 19 appeals. On page 10, we did 536 claims and 997 non-rating claims for people last year in 2025 and 90 total appeals. We did more than 2,467 different types of submissions to the VA for our veterans and their family members, and we had over 3,351 appointments total in the office for 2025. The next portion talks a little bit about 2024. The report came out in November about what we spent, or what the VA spent in Medina County for 2024. They paid out $63.1 million to veterans and their families in the county. So that's cash money going into pockets. Another $3.7 million was spent on education, and $51 million was spent on medical care for the VA. You're going to see that report go up substantially in the next 2 years because they're going to add in construction costs and maintenance to that facility that they're building. So next year you'll probably see an overall huge expense. But what we want you to pay attention to is the medical and the compensation, because that's really what affects the veterans in the county. The Ohio Department of Veteran Services, our state benefits, since the bonus has gone away, there really isn't a whole lot to apply for veterans through the state. We do a lot of Ohio War Orphan Scholarship and severely disabled veteran scholarships. We do a lot of homestead exemptions with the auditor's office upstairs, fishing, hunting license, things like that. But that's most of the state benefits right now. Our expenses on page 11, you'll see the graphs. Operating expenses have gone up the last few years, and we kind of talked about it's just a matter of everything is going up. Paper's going up, pencils are going up. So that's kind of where we're at with that. We are fully staffed, so the salaries and things have increased because of the fully staffed office and having everybody in there. We have started to advertise for a deputy director in kind of planning for someone leaving in the future. So we advertise that position, and we'll see where we go with that. So that's up for about 6 weeks. I think we're advertising it. The impact of the new facility, I can't tell you. This past year, 1 full year in the building has been great. That community room, and everybody comes in and goes, oh, you added a garage. Nobody realized there's a community room back there. It's utilized almost every day for, everything from Tai Chi to art class to, we got a writing workshop going in there now. The Guitars for Vet thing is going off big. So a lot of programs, the vets seem to like it, family members like it, and everybody seems comfortable there. So our outreach efforts, and we continue to go out to the community, to all the nursing homes. We do the fair day, the 3 senior fairs, so we feel as though that's our best advertising. Even though we advertise quite a bit, we changed our marketing to more social media, trying to attract the younger veterans and younger families and things like that, so we'll see how that works. We really didn't increase our cost very much because we just kind of stopped some advertising and moved it over to that piece. So one of our other larger expenses is the accreditation of all our service officers. So we now have 4 accredited reps. We used to have 2. We're doing appeals in the office remotely with Washington, D.C., and that cost to send them to training has gone up. We have been able to kind of keep it down by doing remote training. I had Mark volunteering with one of the organizations, and his volunteering is actually, they're paying for him to go out to the national conference this year, so they're covering the cost of that just by the volunteerism that he's doing with that organization. So we're trying different ways to keep that cost down. Our 2 objectives remain the same, to make sure the veterans and the families receive the benefits from the federal, state, and county that they have earned, and to continue to build and strengthen a countywide network that recognizes the accomplishments of our veterans here. The last page, we feel as though we're, our fiscal stewardship, we use the taxpayers' money. This year we turned back in $290,000. Our plan is always to have a $250,000, excess in case something happens economically and the financial assistance goes up. So we're kind of on mark there. We were a little under that, but other than that, we feel as though we're moving ahead pretty well. Questions?
Thanks for sharing.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good
See you
report.
soon.
Thank you.
Next up, we have OSU Extension.
Morning. Thank you.
All right, so our updates, starting with Family and Consumer Sciences, so that's my program. So for Safe Sitter, we're continuing to offer this program monthly for students in grades 5 through 8. Each class is continuing to fill. This program equips youth with essential skills in safety, childcare, and responsibility. For parent and family education, I recently taught programs to Cloverleaf Preschool and Helping Hands Preschool, supporting parents with practical tools and strategies to strengthen family well-being and child development. WITS Workout is a program for cognitive wellness and social engagement for seniors. Continuing to teach that at the Medina County Senior and Adult Services and at Suprema Center. Continuing to offer Real Money, Real World, we delivered this hands-on financial literacy program to 8th graders at Brunswick Middle School and Buckeye Junior High. We will also be visiting Cloverleaf, Wadsworth, and Copley Fairlawn before the school year concludes. This simulation gives students a realistic look at budgeting and real-world financial decision-making. Overall, our FCS programming continues to support residents across the lifespan, from middle school students to older adults, providing practical education that strengthens families and communities. With 4-H youth development, Sierra is currently on maternity leave, so Brittany's doing a wonderful job leading in her absence. As you will hear, all of our 4-H programming remains active and on track. Enrollment is officially open and will close on April 15th, so we're encouraging families to register soon. They've recently hosted 3 volunteer trainings to prepare our adult leaders for the upcoming season, and they'll offer a few more before the season really starts. They're also conducting quality assurance sessions for youth exhibiting livestock at the fair, ensuring that they are properly trained in animal care and safety. As they look ahead to summer, they're currently training 40 camp counselors in preparation for their 3 June summer camps, making sure that they're ready to provide safe, engaging, and meaningful experiences for our youth. And lastly, with Agriculture and Natural Resources, this is Ashley Kolhanik. So in January, they hosted the annual pesticide applicator recertification training, providing regulatory updates and current research-based information to help farmers renew their licenses and stay compliant. Our office will again serve as an exam location for the Ohio Department of Agriculture for individuals seeking their commercial or private pesticide licenses, making the process more accessible for our local producers. And then for our home gardeners and residents, they've hosted 2 gardening workshops to help individuals plan and prepare for spring planting. One included a hands-on winter sowing workshop where participants planted cool season vegetables to take home and get an early start on the growing season. This past weekend, our Master Gardener volunteers presented at the Medina County Home and Garden Show and hosted a booth highlighting our garden helpline. Residents can call or email our office throughout the growing season with lawn and garden questions, and our trained volunteers are available to provide research-based guidance. On the agriculture side, our educator is also working closely with the Ohio Department of Agriculture regarding emerging invasive species concerns. She is currently supporting growers in understanding the biology and management of the box tree moth, a newly identified invasive pest. She continues providing education and support related to spotted lanternfly now that the entire state is under quarantine for this invasive pest. We encourage any residents or growers with questions about these invasive species or other agricultural concerns to contact our office for assistance. Any questions?
Thanks, Aaron.
All right, thank you.
Good. Thank you.
Okay, we do have a commissioner resolution today, appointing Tom Miller to the Medina County Advisory Counseling on Aging and Disability.
Move to approve.
Second.
Glad to have him back.
Yep.
Roll. Hambley.
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
Sweattick.
Yes. We also do have a notice of liquor permit filing. The commissioners received notice of a new liquor permit request from the Board of Park Commissioners, Cleveland Metro Park District, Buzzard's Landing, located at 904 Bellis Road, Hinckley, Ohio. This is for a permit classes D1, D2, and D3. This is only a notification. We do not have to approve anything. Okay, next up we have public comment. Do we have anybody here for public comments? All right, discussion session. Steve?
Don't have anything.
Aaron?
Yeah, we were, there was some conversation about the Board of Elections. I know, Heather, were you planning to share, or were you just here if there were any questions that came up? Okay. Yeah, we had communicated in light of some of the questions that had come out about certain polling places that were being shifted for 2026, and learned that these are primarily due to ADA compliance issues, some concerns about power resources and other things that relate to security concerns. And so that's what the primary cause of the shift was. So knowing that there had been some communication that we've all received about that, I know we've all kind of circled back with the folks we've heard from. And I was in communication with two of the board members yesterday too to gather more information. So I do think, we are always mindful of, and we just are coming out of budget season, opportunities for cost savings. I don't think this was a driver in that decision, was anything budgetary, but we want to continue to make sure that everybody has access to, voting easily. We do have all the early voting options that are still available, and absentee, everybody can use the absentee route. So hopefully with the notices that have gone out to everybody, well in advance of the May primary, if these things are going to cause an inconvenience, people can take advantage of some of these other early voting options as well. So I just want to make that make everybody aware of that. So
Jeremy? Oh, I'm sorry. That is correct. Yeah. Thank you, Heather. Jeremy.
All right. A few things. Last week we talked a little bit about the Westfield water plant and the request from the village to utilize a brick building or decorative brick building at that location. I did reach out to our engineer, and essentially they don't necessarily make a called decorative brick. What they do is it's almost like a poured wall that they can paint and make it look like brick. But aside from that, the entire structure was built utilizing masonry walls to support the roof. Going to something as a decorative like this would require additional columns and essentially a redesign of the entire building. So they really were kind of against the idea. So I was just looking for authorization if the commissioners would be okay to move forward with a brick building, which was estimated at $280,000 in lieu of the partial masonry and metal building that we had currently designed.
I think, given that it's within a residential neighborhood, so we want to fit in with the desire of the community. And I know it's a little additional expense, but it makes sense to go for long-term durability, maintenance, and just structural integrity as well as operationally. I'm fine with going ahead with the full brick masonry.
And we would see a longevity increase on that as well. Would we expect that with that?
I would say yes,
I would
over
think so,
the
too.
existing metal. I mean, metal will last, but if it gets nicked or you don't keep up with the painting on it, the masonry, the brick building will less maintenance,
Right.
longer.
And so I think those both
Fits
of
into
those
the character of
reasons-
the community better,
Right,
I
right.
think
We want to be
so,
good
at this
neighbors.
point, yeah.
Okay. Well, and then also, as requested, I did schedule. I'm on the agenda tonight for the Village of Westfield at 7 to discuss the Westfield wastewater treatment plant. I provided Mr. Rods all of the actual report, so we'll go and I'll discuss that with them as well, and then I'll talk about the approval of the brick building of the water plant as well. And then one last thing is I reached out to Great Lakes to start the clearing over at the Chippewa site. It was $43,000 to just drop the trees by the end of March. So we went ahead and provided a PO for them. So we'll hopefully see the trees at least, as they call fell, by the end of this month to avoid the Indiana batten issue. Also, in talking with Great Lakes, they did say that they were going to have a final GMP for the construction of the Chippewa wastewater plant submitted by March 20th. So the intent would be, once I get that, I will forward that document over to the three commissioners here, and then maybe discuss that the following Tuesday to get direction on how to move forward with that. In all likelihood, if between applications, pending approval of the project, amending the existing agreement we have with Great Lakes, submission to the Ohio EPA and OWDA for the loan, we're probably not looking for construction to start sometime in August, would be my guess. based on all the timeframes to get documents in, approvals and all that, so. But I will get that to you as soon as I have it.
Okay,
So,
great.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Chair.
Heather, did you have anything additional? Kyle, did you have anything? Matt? Okay, so we did receive a request from the Village of Lodi to support their grants application that they submitted for federal grants. They are requesting a support letter to Congressman Max Miller. They have provided a sample letter talking about, their increased fire flow, improved reliability, enhanced coverage, and I wanted to know your thoughts on having Brian write a letter of support.
I just wanted to say that this is one of those where normally we'd like to support the community in these kind of applications, but this is one where actually they're competing against one that we're for the same pot or the same grant. We're actually also, this is for the Chippewa wastewater treatment plant, which there's a dire need. We have a fiduciary responsibility to 40,000 customers. That I think that kind of supersedes our interest. And I know there are other communities in Medina County that are also going to be applying for this same pot of money. And I say if we have to pick and choose, I think first and foremost we're responsible for our project to support that. And as much as I think that obviously it's a community that deserves it, needs it, and needs some help, we also have 40,000 customers that would be impacted if we start, I guess, trying to divide up our loyalties, if you will. It would be a conflict, and so I'd be hesitant to put a letter of support for it. Not that it's a bad project, but we have also been trying to get additional support for the grant for the wastewater treatment plant. And as you know, that's one of our largest projects and has a significant consequence to the 40,000 customers.
So is your thought that if we received requests from any other subdivision related to letter support related to that specific program that we'd
Yeah.
stay out of it?
I normally that's been my personal experience. It's hard to compete against yourself, and I know
Right.
there are other community projects that are going to be going to Congressman Miller.
Yeah.
And that would be my answer to them personally, and I'll just say privately. I can't. Since we're applying it for it, it's kind of hard for us to start picking and choosing other projects.
And there are some other categories of
Right.
programs available through that office.
Mhm.
This wouldn't necessarily impact our ability to give letters of support for requests in those other categories, because we're only
Oh, right,
competing-
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think
But this,
I
this
don't
is in the
have-
same category.
Right.
Because it is a water line, it is an infrastructure. I mean, if.
And that's how I'm thinking about
Yeah,
it. Is if we made that delineation and said, well, we're happy to help. We always want to help bring federal
Sure.
funds back to the
Sure.
to the
Yeah,
community,
yeah.
Because I think the argument, to just play devil's advocate, the argument against not doing anything, if that makes
Right.
sense, would be if we don't qualify for the funds or we don't receive the funds that we're asking for, then maybe they would have qualified for them, and then we don't see anything coming back. But I think if we just said this one category, we're going to make the sanitary project the priority, and then if there are other requests for support in other categories, we could still
Most
do
other elected officials understand our first
Yeah.
and foremost, we have a fiduciary responsibility to our 40,000
Right.
customers. And you can't divide that up. I know, like I said, some of our larger communities will be asking for money. I don't know what category, but it's likely it is going to be the same pot.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
like I said, privately, I would say, no, I'd be hesitant to write a letter of support that's going to compete against something that we know we really do need this assistance to keep that cost down.
Okay, I will contact Mayor Geisman and tell him this situation that we also have a grant application in. Second grant application, as far as the state federal capital
Oh,
funds
yeah.
go. The Fair Board is putting together a proposal for a building on their property that they will be submitting to Representative Ray. I would like the permission from both of you, because, the deadlines are next week and everything, to do a very, very encouraging letter of support to support the Fair Boards towards those capital funds.
Yep.
Actually, I think it's our property, so.
Yes.
Yes, it's so, at this
but-
point,
but I mean,
yeah, I don't see a
support-
conflict, absolutely.
to
And I know we're not
support them.
applying for that same pot of money.
Right.
Yeah,
and,
I think it's a great idea.
And
Yeah.
I don't believe our fair board has ever gotten capital funds, so I don't believe, so I
Mm-hmm.
really think that this would be a wonderful thing for our community, so.
And we do
will-
know from back in the day when he was
Well-
canceling all of them that Mike DeWine loves fairs. So
Well, they've
hopefully that will help
actually,
us.
historically, the General Assembly does have a pot of money set aside for fairground, for
Yeah,
agricultural
yeah, actually, they
societies.
have been
They
doing
have
more of
doing
that.
capital
Yep,
stuff,
yep.
and this would be one of those categories that'd be great, that's fine.
Right.
So, I would like us to do a letter to Rep. Ray.
Sure.
And also to Senator, Romanchuk.
As well as
Great idea.
Melanie Miller, too, since
Melanie
she's-
Miller, yes.
in her district.
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right, so we'll get that started, and I'll get some details from the Fair Board on the project. But again, I know there's some pretty tight deadlines on that one, so
Yep.
I just wanted
Yep.
your permission for that.
Good.
That's a great idea. Happy to continue to
I
assist.
know, I'm excited.
Yep.
Anybody else? We have no executive session today, so I will entertain a motion.
Move to adjourn.
Second?
Roll.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes. Thank you, everyone.